Trump tells Fox
we prepared for him, but I don't think it's going to matter.
he thinks Democrats might ultimately replace President Biden with the vice president, making it a Trump-Harris contest.
I've actually come to believe that's what they're going to do. I think she's an ineffective person.
The former president also hopes to name his running mate during the Republican convention next week. Now, President Biden is adamant he is not going to leave the race like some House Democrats have called for over concerns about his age and mental ability. They'll have a private meeting today discussing that. Amid new controversy, a Parkinson's disease specialist named Kevin Kennard visited the White House 8 times in 8 months. But the president's doctor, Kevin O'Connor, wrote last night the president has not seen a neurologist outside his annual checkup and has no signs of Parkinson's or related problems. And that is an issue that will be continued to be in the spotlight. And that is also something that the doctor had said last night.
In his letter, O'Connor says Kennard has held regular neurology clinics at the White House Medical Clinic in support of active duty members, adding that his expertise makes him flexible to see a variety of patients and problems.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Now, President Biden gets a big spotlight today with the NATO summit. He'll have a solo news conference on Thursday. The big focus of the summit continuing to help Ukraine battle Russia. It's not an easy day after in Texas, where Hurricane Beryl caused flooding, did damage, and caused more than 2 million power outages.
It's going to feel well over 100 degrees. That is going to be a huge concern as we have so many people without electricity and no air conditioning.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean Barrow's blamed for 7 deaths in Texas, 1 in Louisiana. It's now a tropical depression over Arkansas, moving toward the Great Lakes. It's also hot out west. Heat advisories and warnings from Arizona to Nevada to Utah, California up to Montana. Some areas could have 110 degrees. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
He put the power of his office up for sale. That's what prosecutors are telling jurors at Senator Bob Menendez's federal trial in New York, and closing arguments will resume today.
Menendez allegedly accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in gold and cash from 2018 through 2022 in exchange for using his power in the Senate to deliver political favors benefiting Egyptian officials and New Jersey businessmen. Throughout the trial, the jury saw hundreds of photos showing the $486,000 in cash and $100,000 worth of gold bars the FBI says it found hidden around the senator's New Jersey home.
Fox's Eric Sean. Menendez insists he's not guilty and has blamed his wife Nadine, who faces a separate trial. Actor Alec Baldwin's trial starts today in New Mexico with jury selection. Baldwin is charged with involuntary manslaughter after a gun went off in his hand during filming for the movie Rust in 2021, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The staffer in charge of weapons on the set, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, was convicted on that same charge and got 18 months in prison. The economy is going to be in focus in Congress in 2 hearings 2 hours from now.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will speak before the Senate Banking and Finance Committee just 1 week after saying the U.S. is on a disinflationary path. Powell has said policymakers need more data before cutting interest rates. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will testify before the House Financial Services Committee just 1 day after rolling out a new effort to combat China buying up U.S. land. The new rule would expand the government's jurisdiction over certain transactions by foreign persons involved in real estate. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Now, there could be a reaction on Wall Street to what Powell has to say about inflation and when we might get a rate cut. For now, stock futures are up slightly the day after the NASDAQ and S&P 500 closed at record highs. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign that left 2 wounded. Police responding to a local hospital Friday after a man suffering a potentially life-threatening gunshot wound to the stomach and a woman suffering a graze wound. Both remain hospitalized in stable condition. Police determined the pair attending a gathering in the parking lot of a business in the 600 block of East University Avenue. IDOT says Illinois 10 will be closed to traffic this week. The road closed while the overpass carrying Springfield Avenue over Copper Slough just east of Duncan Road gets replaced. IDOT officials say the project expected to be done in 5 months. Until then, detours are going to be posted. Drivers should expect some delays. 4th of July traveling might be over, but summer road trips continue across central Illinois. Champaign police stressing the importance of having properly installed car seats during those trips. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, 46% of car seats are installed incorrectly. Most of the time it has to do with improper booster seats for a child's height or their weight. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
July 9th.
Yeah, thank you. Not January. Mr. Soy, I was saying January yesterday. So.
Or June, or one of those.
Yeah, okay, so I talked to the farmers this morning. 1 to 2 inches is fine, but they want you to dial back the 3 stuff.
I
so
see.
If you could.
I'm peddling 2 to 4, so,
Oof.
you know.
4's too many now. That floods
me out now. This may be the last
now.
organized rain for a while, too.
Okay, I said 4 will flood it out. That's too much. So anyway, it's Hurricane Burl, right? It's from Burl. It's Burl's fault, man.
As if you want to sound cool at the water cooler, everyone, it's post-cyclone barrel. Yeah.
Post-cyclone
it's a discernible low.
Barrel.
Yeah, that's right. You know, if when you step out later this afternoon or maybe later on tonight or tomorrow morning, the atmosphere will have a different, I don't know, for lack of a better word, smell to it.
Really?
This is pure tropical oceanic moisture and air that's making its way up this far into the Midwest.
Let's give it a good smell tonight. Hey, good morning. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey. Weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, keep your kids on top of their game and ready for anything as you get that school physical scheduled now or sports physical. Visit a location near you. Visit carl.org for details.
All right, sir. What you seeing on your maps?
Well, a little dampness on the pavement, a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain so far, and just some spits and spells over the better part of Champaign County, although kind of the outermost circulation band is serving up some pretty healthy shower activity, particularly around the Gibson City, Fisher area, and around Clinton, out north and northwest of us at the current time. There was some steady rain closing in on Bahamut, and then it is a pretty wide and expansive area, a shield of rain, although it's still light for now over much of south central and south Illinois. The rains extend and they do pick up on sort of the innermost circulation from Bear, located a little bit east of make that a little bit west of about Memphis right now, and a slow track to the north and northeast. The rains are heavy and flooding's back into play into the Ozarks and as far south as the Arklatex. 70 right now, and it's rare that you put the vernacular for a summer day, a rainy day, and it'll be just that today. You don't get these unless you're in the midst of a tropical setup, and that's what we have. Temperatures may climb to about 77 and begin to fall back as the rains pick on up. Light winds will shift northeast and pick on up at 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting a couple of heavier downpours and thunder squalls if you wanted to talk tropical vernacular as well. Tonight, showers, spells of rain, some heavier downpour producing thunder squalls, a windy low of 67, wind gusts out of the north-northeast up to 35 miles per hour, and a north-northwesterly wind 20 to 30 behind that circulation tomorrow. Partly sunny, windy, scattered showers, thunderstorms, especially in the morning, and a couple of good downpours. Highs up to 78. 84 and a small chance for a shower Thursday, partly sunny. Then we dry things out Friday into the weekend with mid-80s Friday, up around 88 Saturday and Sunday. We'll close it on 90 for early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, he's originally from the western part of the state of Illinois. In Milwaukee today, getting ready, prepping for the Republican National Convention. President of American Principles Project, GOP strategist, Terry Schilling. How are you, Terry?
Hey, Stevie. Thanks so much for having me.
The breakfast place downtown. I can't remember the name of it.
In Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's just awesome. I mean, it's really classy, clingy tile floors, beautiful, big plates.
My daughter Gabrielle lives there. I know they have a market that's wonderful in downtown Milwaukee, too.
There's a breakfast. Anyway, Terry Schilling What say you? What is the state of this unprecedented year? They thought Trump would be gone in orange suits behind bars. They had no idea that he would survive what they had for him.
No, that's exactly right. They thought they were going to get him out. I think the funniest thing I've seen in the past few weeks is these Democrat media pundits saying, why are we calling on Joe Biden to get out of the race when we should be talking about the felon that's had 34 convictions against him getting out of the race? As if the media hasn't been trying to get Donald Trump out of national politics for the past 10 years. I mean, the whole point of these trumped-up convictions and these fake trials they're putting him through is to get him out of politics. But we have major problems with this president that we currently have in office, and we've known about this for some time. And I would actually...
There's people saying, what was that? What was that? And then I quote Judd Hirsch, 1996.
Don't get me unprepared. You knew then, and you did nothing.
Independence Day, classic line. You knew then. They've known about Joe for 4 years. And the people that are going, what's going on? The media is now asking hard questions. They're finally doing their job in the press room. Karine Jean-Pierre just taken back by whoever Ed is from CBS or wherever he's from, pushing back at the White House. They never do this, and they're actually being my watchdog for a brief moment. But they knew about this thing. They just thought they could absolutely dominate Trump through the courts.
No, that's exactly right. And don't forget, you're exactly right. Tucker Carlson had intercepted emails from the Biden family saying specifically the family is worried because dad wants to run for president and he has dementia. Right? The family, I mean, they attacked Tucker as lying and pushing, Russian propaganda when he covered this, and we've known about it. And they just doubled down and gaslit us. And I think, Stevie, it's got to all be because of Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, these people really do believe that he's like the second coming of Hitler, when the reality is that he's much closer to Bill Clinton. Well, you look at his agenda,
I just
very clear.
Get a kick out of the, he's going to end democracy, and who's holding on to the pillar at the White House right now? Who's holding on? I mean, it's like he's not leaving. Joe Biden, I don't know if he will go or is the CIA and the Democratic Party just too darn powerful? Or are they going to have the talk in the Oval Office saying, Mr. President, there's some China information that just broke. I think the Times is going to, oh boy, and there's 2 more things for Hunter and racketeering. But it might go away if you leave.
Yeah, no, that's very possible. His family, though, is doubling down. They're sending their surrogates out to, defend him. AOC just doubled down on supporting Joe Biden yesterday. And the family has been saying an act of God, which to them could also be an act of the Clintons. We don't know. I mean, it looks like Joe Biden's sticking around. It doesn't look like he's going to step down at all. And they're stuck with him. It gets very messy if he steps down. And it does almost have to be an act of God in order for them to replace him and not be stuck with Kamala.
Well, because I think it will be Kamala Harris.
Right, the significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Well, I think culture is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
I mean, I think she finished next to last out of 17 in the Democratic presidential primary. She had 1% support. She might be president. What? Wow.
Well, and don't forget, I don't think she got a single delegate in 2020.
I don't think so.
And by the way, Stevie, you got to be careful about playing clips of Kamala Harris. You're going to get called a racist here if you keep doing that.
Oh, that's right.
You cannot play those clips that she's been public about.
But by the way, she's not African American. She's Indian and Jamaican. She's a woman of color. She lived in Champaign-Urbana, my friends, during the Lyndon Baines Johnson presidency, she was here for a year. Her parents left here and went and taught in Madison, Wisconsin.
She was like 8 years old or something.
Yeah, young girl.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think I heard her laughing at the park. I do. No,
I
I'm
see.
kidding. Terry Schilling, how can people find you?
It's very simple. AmericanPrinciplesProject.org. We have a new report that we just released uncovering the financials of the transgender industry. So a lot of people think it's a civil rights movement, but it's really a $4.4 billion industry, and the trans industry is hoping to grow to $200 billion annually if they're able to transition every American that identifies as transgender. So there's a huge financial and industrial interest behind all of this, and that's why you guys are hearing so much about it. So check it out at AmericanPrinciplesProject.org.
Terry Schilling, enjoy your time in Milwaukee. We'll talk again soon. I appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. ESPN 93.5 Sports Headline at 7:16.
Well, the Cardinals shut out the Nationals 6-0 yesterday, and here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals are back in St. Louis, and they have the Royals and the Cubs going to the All-Star break on the homestand. But the Cardinals finished off a 5-2 road trip, taking 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh, winning 3 out of 4 in our nation's capital, beating the Nationals yesterday and shutting them out 6-0.
And the Nats are a pretty good team. They've got a nice young lineup. We saw it during the series, but Miles Michaelis was able to dominate. He worked into the 7th inning, and then the Cardinals bullpen took care of it from there. Kittredge got some easy outs, and JoJo was able to finish it up. The home run by Paul Goldschmidt certainly helped, but the Cardinals had multiple players, John, with multiple hits.
The Cardinals scored an unearned run in the 3rd, a Goldie home run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 8th inning. Burleson homered in that frame, and 2 more in the 9th.
You love the balance of the Cardinals' attack right now.
And the Cardinals and Royals are scheduled to play 2 to open up the homestand. In Game 1, it's Andre Palante against Michael Wacha. Airtime 5:50 today, and the first pitch scheduled for 6:45. We hope you'll join us.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Cubs had the day off yesterday. They'll use Jamison Talion on the mound as they take on Baltimore with a 5:35 start over on US 105.9. Looks like it took 11 innings, but Minnesota's Twins came out on top 8-6 over the Chicago White Sox. They've got a 7-10 start on Chicago's South Side. 6-year, $50 million deal for Dan Hurley at UConn. He locked that in.
6 years, how much?
$50 million.
Okay.
This is before performance-based incentives.
Okay, so that's $7 or $8 million a year.
I'm not sure what the deal was with Lakers, whether that's comparable or
Lakers was like I think 8 or 10.
Okay.
Wasn't blowing anybody away based on what
Novak Djokovic wins and onto the quarterfinals in Wimbledon, and evidently scolded the crowd for what he thought was booze, but they were cheering the other guy or something.
Check this rainy weather now.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign Van Ham vicinity. Here comes Beryl in remnant form over the next 24 to 36 hours. Rain's already overspreading the area. They'll pick up in scope coverage and intensity for the day-to-day tonight and wind down tomorrow. 2 to 4 inches of rain. Locally higher amounts are expected, and a flood watch is in effect. We'll see highs to about 77. Readings may fall back this afternoon with rain, showers, and a few heavier thunder squalls with downpours of rain. Winds will pick up to the north-northeast as the day wears on. Windy and rainy tonight. Some heavier downpours and a few thunder squalls too thrown in. Down to 67 for the low. Partly sunny, windy for the day tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the morning. May begin in the afternoon with a high to about 77. Lingering shower chance. Partly sunny on Thursday. We dry out and warm up for Friday into the weekend. Early next week as well. Highs into the middle 80s on Friday. Upper 80s to near 90s Saturday and Sunday. Lower 90s on Monday. Overnight lows turning muggier as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soldier.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Stand by. We have a Stever. That'll be next. It's 7:20. Time for your Fox Business.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Small businesses are feeling more confident than they have all year, though lingering concerns over inflation remain. The National Federation of Independent Business says its optimism index rose to 91.5 last month, up from 90.5 in May. Tesla shares are slightly lower this morning after closing higher for a 9th consecutive session. It's the longest winning streak for Tesla in more than a year. Its rally has followed better than expected deliveries for the recent quarter. Intel shares are gaining again this morning. The stock has been rising since analysts predicted Intel will have a strong second half of the year. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifies today to the Senate Committee on Banking. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance, but people still accuse me of it.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
I feel for their families, and I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
All right, so there's going to be a road closure that's probably, as a small business guy, I feel for Prairie Gardens. The closure is essentially, if you're driving from the east and going west on Springfield,
Okay.
you're gonna get shut down.
So that's Duncan Road area.
The Duncan Road is fine. Duncan is open. So if you want to go to Prairie Gardens, you go through Duncan. Like you go down John Street, you get to Duncan, you can do that. You can go down Bradley to get to Duncan. So you go to Prairie Gardens. What's El Toro going to do? This is a 5-month project. What are those little businesses in there by the railroad tracks going to, anyway.
My son Aiden has a birthday party at El Toro near Kaufman on Friday night. Wonder how we're getting there.
They've got special lanes.
Okay.
But it's just, you know how it is. If you don't have access to your business, it's going to be really hard.
Right.
So from Kinwood to Duncan, that whole area by Kaufman Lake is closed. That road is closed. So Prairie Gardens, again, go off on Duncan. That's the easiest way. John to Duncan. If you're coming from the west, it's fine. You just got to avoid Springfield Avenue or Route 10. And it's a state project, but Deuce Construction is doing a great job.
Yes.
But it's a 5-month deal.
I see.
5 months.
And does that go into Bonneville then?
That's the road that goes to Bonneville. But it's just shut on that one El Toro strip.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, my friend Phil is on from Bulldog Disposal. Are you awake? What time do you get up, Mr. Weightlifter?
Give or take somewhere 5:30ish.
Okay. And then working till the sun goes down, man. That's what small
When do
business
you
guys
get your workout in then, Phil?
Phil's like a CrossFitter type guy. I mean, I wouldn't arm wrestle you. I wouldn't do it. Not even with your bad shoulder. Not with your bad shoulder.
I'm making progress.
All right, Bulldog Disposal. We've been doing a doggy bag every month. This is the idea that you had regarding a 6 cubic yard canvas bag. I'm becoming a PhD in this thing. I think I just helped complete my 5th doggy bag. And we go to Do It Best and buy the bag there for $35. and then you unfold it, and it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming.
Yeah.
So I got helped with Christian's bag last night, and I helped with Benjamin's bag, two of my boys, and those things are full. Today's the pickup day, and we were worried about 3 inches of rain getting in the bag, but it looks like we might beat that. But Phil, these things, I'm just anxious. Will you weigh this for me? Because I have to be over 1,000 pounds of this thing.
I can give you an idea of it. My son Ben, obviously, is the one that runs that route, and he can give us a pretty good idea. I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah,
but you've been staying well within the range, and they hold up to 2,000 pounds.
Unbelievable! How in the world does canvas hold up to 2,000 pounds, man?
I don't know. I got to be honest with you, Stevie J. When we first started doing this, I was a little amazed by them myself.
Yeah.
But they do the job, and you can actually also purchase them now at Kirchner Building Supply in Mahomet.
All right.
Okay.
Good deal.
And we will also ship them to you so they can show up right at your front door.
Well, and for the fact that you're moving out of Bloomington Normal with some service, that's big. Ben, I talked to your son yesterday. Outstanding young man. Very, very impressed, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
And I met your daughter, was it Madison? Sam? What was it? What was your daughter?
Sammy. Yep.
Sam?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sammy.
okay. Yep. And Jody, your wife. So this is a family operation. So if people want to get a doggy bag, Kirchner Building Supply, Mahomet, and now Do It Best Hardware in Champaign, they've got them. The roll-off dumpsters, the problem is guys like me hold on for a year or two, and you don't get the dumpster.
Look very good.
Well, it just you got to move those things around. Go call anybody you want about a dumpster right now, and it's a problem through the summer, right? I mean, it's really hard to get one.
Yeah, it's really, really busy time right now. When the schools let out, that's when they got to get their projects done. So a lot of the dumpsters, construction is going full. I was listening to you that. I was unaware of the road closure, so that kind of affects our business trying to get from point A to point B. So I appreciate that information this morning.
Well, it's a major
You're just
thoroughfare.
full of information, Stevie.
Yeah, well, I use that road all the time, so I got to remember myself to avoid
and I'm
Kenwood.
hearing from the Deuce Crew, since, of course, that's my family, there's a new box culvert going in for water by Kaufman Lake. So
okay.
That's the definition of what's happening over there.
And it's also, this is run by the state of Illinois. This is Route 10. And no offense, but state of Illinois projects are probably going to be a little more, hoop jumping. Okay,
it's
Phil,
that time of year.
It's that time of year. All right, so people can call you for garbage, for roll-off dumpsters, but the doggy bag is really amazing on what it holds. So I'll look forward to Ben's report on how much we stuffed into Christian's bag today.
I see a lot of these doggy bags out. In fact, Tolono Fun Days used it for our festival instead of having a big old dumpster over there by the scout cabin, and that works out so well. Thank you, Phil.
Yep, we've been doing that for a few years, and it's worked out really well. They've got all their little garbage cans scattered throughout the festival, and they got to have some place to dump them, and we've kind of developed a partnership with them, and that's worked out really well.
Absolutely.
So people can see your videos and stuff. BulldoggyBag.com, is that the website?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to give one of these away. Some lucky person. I'll be in contact later, but who wins this? But that's a heck of a service. It's like $35 for the bag, and then it's $175 for the pickup, and I'm paying for the whole darn thing.
Okay.
So this is a really cool deal.
And you cover a big area, huh, Phil?
Yes, yeah. We if you go to the website, there is a spot on there for locations or zip codes that we service. We do cover a pretty large area. I don't know that we cover as large of an area as your listener covers, but you can check that out. And like you said, we have started going to Bloomington Normal as well. So pretty much anything in between Champaign-Urbana and Bloomington Normal. As far north as Gibson City, as far south as Tuscola, but it's all there on the website. And you say you see them everywhere. The Stever is such a great thing for us because it just puts one more out there, and we've found that people don't really kind of maybe understand exactly how the process works. So our biggest benefit is people seeing them. So we like to get them out there, and people see them and look across the street at their neighbor and say, "What you got going on there?"
Right. I want to get my garage done. I want to get it organized. That's a good idea.
Bill, thank you. I'll be in touch. Thanks for your time, Bubba.
Hey, thanks, Stevie. Take care.
All right, Phil Van Swal, he's the owner of Bulldog Disposal Muhammad. So if you want one of these doggy bags, I'll get one to your home, and I'll pay for the pickup.
Are we texting Bulldoggy?
Yeah, just doggy bag.
Doggy bag?
Yeah, doggy bag, D-O-G-G-Y is how he spelled it. BulldoggyBag.com. I'll pay for one, and I'm telling you, they are handy. And a lot of times we try and donate to Salt and Light and whatever we can. But there's some things you can't, like old tile on a bathroom floor.
Right.
So you throw that away. It's really heavy. And then the kids love it if they come over and they get their big crane out and pull it up. And it's kind
Looks cool.
Kind of free entertainment.
359-2255.
On the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255. What are the rudest things you can do in a restaurant? You got to hear this. That's coming up next.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Senate Democrats meet today for the first time since President Biden's debate debacle. Many lawmakers are questioning his health and should he remain in the race. Fox's Jillian Turner at the White House with more in a report from Politico.
They say dozens more lawmakers, even some who say they are with Biden, are harboring serious doubts now about their nominee in private. According to interviews with more than 30 folks on Capitol Hill, there is widespread anxiety over which route would be worse, sticking with Biden, instead trying to toss him out.
The president hosts NATO leaders today for the start of the big summit. Beryl now slamming Arkansas, but not for leaving people without power in southeast Texas.
2 million people without power, and the heat is going to be really oppressive today for parts of Texas.
Fox News meteorologist Janice Dean, America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Urbana Fire called out for a house fire Sunday. Crews responding to the 500 block of Glover Avenue D. They found fire on the second floor of the home, quickly extinguishing it. Nobody home at the time. Nobody hurt. The fire was extinguished, deemed under control within about 40 minutes. They say the homeowner's house now uninhabitable. IDOT says Illinois 10 closed for traffic this week. The road closed with the overpass carrying Springfield Avenue over Copper Slough just east of Duncan Road gets replaced. IDOT says the project expected to be done in about 5 months. Until then, detours will be posted. Drivers should expect some delays. Urbana City Council met on a resolution to support an Illinois Community Development Block coronavirus grant. Illinois has received $15 million from the Community Development Block Grant CARES Act. Funds can be used for construction, reconstruction, rehabilitation, or acquisition for properties for homeless shelters dedicated to the provision of stable, safe, and adequate housing. And that's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Jim, we check our weather, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Tickets are on sale now for the July 19th through 21st performance of Oliver. And you can check out the Wildwood Bluegrass tunes tomorrow at Larson Park for neighborhood nights. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity, windy, rainy, and a real tropical look and feel over the next couple of days, especially from a rainfall standpoint, with the remnants from Beryl tracking northeastward. Flood watches up and in effect. Temperatures to about 77 and falling. But the main story, periods of rain and a few heavier showers and a couple of thunder squalls with a rush of wind and a few downpours of rain. That northeasterly winds will pick on up this afternoon at 10 to 20 miles per hour in gusty. Much lighter for a time this morning, though. Showers and thunderstorms tonight. Some thunder squalls and heavy downpours of rain. Windy low down to 67. That northeast to north wind 15 to 25 miles per hour in gusty. Partly sunny, windy for the day tomorrow. Still a few scattered showers and thunderstorms morning, maybe in the afternoon, and some locally heavy rainfall high to about 78. Lingering shower chance, partly sunny at 84. Warm up on Thursday, 86 with sunshine on Friday, upper 80s for the weekend. We'll head towards the lower 90s early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Find the look you love for less at Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Explore their wide selection of quality pieces, from cozy sofas to exquisite dining sets from all the top name brands. With personalized service and expert advice, their team makes finding the perfect piece effortless. Create the home of your dreams with Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Exceptional customer service and the best prices since 1959. Stop by today or visit them online at kelseyfurniture.com.
He heads up the franchise consulting company and the Great American Franchise Expo. He's the author of the Franchise MBA. Nick Neonakis, is that correct? Did I say that right, Nick?
You nailed it, man. Better than any Greek I've ever heard. What's going on, Stevie Jay?
Are you in Spain?
I am, yeah. I'm about an hour outside of Valencia, Spain right now. I own a castle hotel here called the Hotel de la Villa. If you guys would like to come, you're going to be my guest.
Hotel
Villa Villa.
Villa Villa. Can I get a franchise in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois?
I'm sure we could find one, but not for this. It'd be a little tough to replicate.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other great ones out there.
That's great. Nick, you're the big entrepreneur. You've done this work. I guess I'm almost nervous to go into the subject of the 10 most offensive things you can do at a restaurant, because I can't imagine. I can't even be creative enough to think what some people think is okay in a restaurant. So give me some golden
none
nuggets.
None of your listeners.
Yeah, give me none of our no, nobody would listen to us.
Definitely not.
No, nobody would in our audience would do such things. But what are some things that would shock us, about people's behavior in restaurants?
You know, the number one thing, well, if you're Greek, it's breaking plates. Don't do that in a non-Greek restaurant. They don't like that. But outside of that, you know, the number one thing that drives restaurateurs loco is when people order food, they eat all of it, and then they complain and say they're not going to pay. That's theft. The other is kids. If you're bringing your kids out, it's not a playground. They can't just run around. They're people that are trying to enjoy their meal. Be respectful. Those are the things that really irk people.
I see. I didn't know about the breaking plate. So if you like it, you break the plate? What's the tradition among Greeks on that?
It's sort of like, if you're in a festive mood and you want to dance, so you take the plate, you break it and go, opa! And all your Greek listeners laughing right now, going, oh, yeah, we love doing that.
Wait, do the Greeks like my big fat Greek wedding? Is that offensive or funny?
Some of it's pretty funny. There's some mildly offensive stuff there, but the stereotypes are true, including spraying the Windex. It works.
Is that right? So my right elbow seriously kind of hurts today. If I give it a squirt of Windex, I'm better?
100%. It's even better if somebody just comes up and surprises you with the Windex. That's how you know they care.
Okay. It is so funny. All right, so the restaurant business, in all seriousness, is struggling right now. I think people are holding on to their wallets. Inflation's gone nuts. You go to the grocery store and buy meat, you're into $150. It's crazy, Nick.
Yes.
How are we surviving with these mom and pops out there just trying to make a living?
It's tough, Food costs have spiraled out of control. Employee costs have skyrocketed. It's tough to find people to work. Now you've got legislation that's increasing minimum wages. And these are hardworking people. These are the people that sponsor the Little League team. This is what makes America great. And they've been struggling through COVID, trying to, keep it open. And then you get people that come in and they're not respectful. I think it's sort of like the last straw. And that's why I think you're seeing this backlash against poor behavior, because when people go out to eat, it should be an occasion. And if it's really expensive, it's a special occasion. And that's where I think you're seeing this stuff.
Okay. So any advice as far as getting a franchise? Obviously, if they've laid it out, they've figured it out, you're going to pay some money back. You got to pay quite a bit to get into it. But they're more successful than just, I'm going to open a pancake store.
They typically are, because, you've got the branding, the marketing. You're probably purchasing food at a lower cost because it's part of a big group that's all buying the same stuff, pancake flour, maple syrup. And so by and large, franchising has really been growing. And I'd like to make your listeners a special offer. If they text the word franchise to 26786. That's 26786. I'm going to send them a free copy of my book, The Franchise MBA, or they can buy it for $16.95 on Amazon. But I love what you guys do. The show's awesome. Your listeners are the best. And I want to give you guys a little special gift. Text franchise to 26786, and they'll get the #1 best-selling book in the country from us for being listeners of
So
yours.
we do our homework like reading your book. We'll have much more, positioning and intelligence, because to get into a franchise, you got to find some money to buy in. And it's a lot of work. And you said about it's hard finding people to work. They might come on Wednesday, but they ain't coming Thursday. I mean, how do you get through that? Is it all going to be AI someday?
It is. There's a lot of robotics that are starting to come in that you're seeing, especially with the franchise brands, because they tend to be more on the cutting edge. And, let's say if you go to a McDonald's and you use the kiosk to order, that's an example of front of the house technology, right? They're taking somebody from behind the cash register. Next thing you're starting to see is robotic cooking that's happening, fries, burgers, and so forth. So what's happening is a lot of the labor is starting to come out of the restaurants because it's so hard to find and it's so expensive.
That's so fascinating. So 10 years from now, the whole fast food industry could be changed.
It could be one person is running a restaurant that before you needed 20 or 30 to run.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely going that way because we got to eat no matter what happens, right? We still have to eat. And that's, I think technology, at the end of the day, we're America. And whatever problems come up, it could be food inflation, it could be a pandemic, a war. I don't care what it is. We're going to figure out a way through it, over it, under it, and we will continue to prosper. We are the greatest country on the planet, and that is the American dream is business ownership, and that's never going to change.
What office are you running for again, Nick?
Yes.
Come on, man. Where's your
Great American?
I mean, that's the beauty of our country. I can't go to Athens and become Greek, but you can come to America and be an American. I love that. Man,
that's right.
It's awesome.
All of us are, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what is that? Before I let you go, I was going to look up your hotel. What city again?
It's in Rubielos de Mora in the mountains of Aragon, like Catherine of Aragon.
What?
And the website is Hotel DELAVILLA, hoteldelavilla.com.
Man, it must be gorgeous. How many rooms?
We've got 14 rooms. We've got a 246-seat restaurant, 2 bars on the property. It was built in the 16th century, and it's been a labor of love.
You don't
really awesome.
You don't need any HVAC, I bet. You're probably good. Just the air. It's probably so clear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's clear, it's clean, it's beautiful. We'd love to have you and your listeners come.
Well, we could fill all 14 rooms, that's for sure.
That's right.
Easy. That might be kind of fun. Do you go into what? You go into Madrid? Where do you go?
If you want to fly direct from Chicago, you'd fly right to Madrid. You could connect to Valencia. It's about a 3-hour drive through the mountains to get from Madrid. It's a wonderful drive. A lot of Game of Thrones episodes were shot all around here with the castle.
We also have a company called Stevie Jay Travel, so we seriously do group tours. So maybe we'll come and hang with you up there in the mountains. That'd be pretty gorgeous. Nick Neonakis, how can people find and connect with you, sir?
If you text the word franchise to 26786, we're going to send you a copy of the book, and you'll get all our contact info. Whatever we can do to help, we will. If it's helping finding funding for a franchise, we work with all the major banks. Just text franchise to 26786, and we're going to send you a great gift. And no kidding, if you guys want to come to Spain, you will be my guest. We will roll out the red carpet. You got the keys to the castle. Literally.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nick, we decided on June and July that we need all the rooms and it'll be good. And anyway, it's awesome. We'll hopefully talk again, but congratulations on your success, and you're terrific on the radio. Thanks for being on.
Thanks, gang.
Talk to you soon. Nick Neonakis, he's talking to us from Spain
right
this morning.
And when we were talking about things that happen in a restaurant, he brought up the kids, and I know we've both been through challenging chapters with kids, and typically whenever I see a frustrated parent dealing with children, I say, oh, what a fun chapter of life, and try to put them at ease when they're trying to deal with
it. Usually you're
things.
freaking out because you think people are worried about your child whining. And I do the same thing. Try and say, your kids are awesome.
That's right.
And that is a relief.
Oh, good.
Parents go into restaurants with antenna, and you can kind of see who the friendlies are. And it's just kind of a natural thing. You just kind of, oh boy, stay away from that couple who's looking funky at me. We used to have to almost vacuum before the waitress came back. Because we had the triplets, and we had Nathaniel, and they were 5 years old, and 1, 1, and 1.
The Cheerios explosion or something.
Yeah, it was more than Cheerios. It was, like Jell-O.
Okay.
I almost needed a carpet cleaner to get. Anyway,
it's put down the mats underneath their chairs.
Nick Neonakis, and what was the text in to franchise to? What was that?
It's 26786.
I get a free book out of it. What the heck? All right, it's 7:45. ESPN 93.5. We'll call Dr. Todd, our veterinarian, coming up in a moment. Check your sports headlines.
Yeah, if you have any animal concerns, you can text in 359-2255. Also taking the word bulldog. Right now.
Doggy bag or bulldog. If you want a doggy bag, we're happy to pay for a $210 service to dump all your bad stuff you can't recycle or anything else.
Time for the summer clean out of that garage.
Go. You bet.
Do it.
Yep.
6-0. St. Louis Cardinals on top. They're riding the wave. Let's hear your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals are back in St. Louis, and they have the Royals and the Cubs going to the All-Star break on the homestand. But the Cardinals finished off a 5-2 road trip, taking 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh, winning 3 out of 4 in our nation's capital, beating the Nationals yesterday and shutting them out 6-0.
And the Nats are a pretty good team. They've got a nice young lineup. We saw it during the series, but Miles Michaelis was able to dominate. He worked into the 7th inning, and then the Cardinals bullpen took care of it from there. Kittredge got some easy outs, and JoJo was able to finish it up. The home run by Paul Goldschmidt certainly helped, but the Cardinals had multiple players, John, with multiple hits.
The Cardinals scored an unearned run in the 3rd, a Goldie home run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 8th inning. Burleson homered in that frame, and 2 more in the 9th.
You love the balance of the Cardinals' attack right now.
And the Cardinals and Royals are scheduled to play 2 to open up the homestand. In Game 1, it's Andre Palante against Michael Wacha. Airtime 5:50 today, and the first pitch scheduled for 6:45. We hope you'll join us.
Yeah, I tell you, the Cardinals. Yeah, all the hand-wringing. They're 6 games over 500. I mean, they've really been playing pretty good baseball for the last month or so. And they're only 4.5 behind the leading Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central. And they're a wild card team now.
Speaking of hand-wringing, the Cubs are at Baltimore.
Well, this is where they'll go out and sweep the Orioles inexplicably.
Okay.
Orioles, I think, have the best record in baseball. So, yeah.
5:35 start on US 105.9. Minnesota 8-6 winners over the Chicago White Sox in extra innings, and 7-10 will be the start on Chicago's South Side today. We're learning about Dan Hurley locking in a deal with UConn for 6 years and $50 million.
So if he was making $5 million, now he's making $7.5 million. What changes day to day?
Not really anything.
Nothing.
And, if he wants to bonus me something for talking nice about him on the radio.
No, exactly.
Love that idea.
I wonder if he has a text line. We could text him.
There we go.
Yeah, money to Dan Hurley. I just don't. I think at some point, and we have some people in Champaign-Urbana the same way. I mean, at some point, it just doesn't change. Mm-hmm. Doesn't change your day to day.
Right.
It makes you richer, but it doesn't change your routine.
And to me, it's what you're doing with the money to help out, programs and,
they get asked
4th of July donations.
They get asked all the time. In Champaign-Urbana, we have a circle of probably 5 families that get asked all the time for everything. Right? I mean, they do.
Shoot, I know.
It's just hard. And it's hard from the standpoint. It's great that they're rich, but
we really need money for the fireworks next year.
Right.
July 4th. Yep.
Get in line. Get in line.
Okay.
Check your weather coming up.
Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute a Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minuteajuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minuteajuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Dixie Chopper and Dedicated Diesel lawn mowing business is up and running. I got any deals going?
Oh, yeah. We're going to carry through the $1,000 off any Z2 residential mower. Go talk to Andy. If you have a comparative price on a mower that would compare to a Dixie Chopper, which I don't think you'll find one in a big box store, but we're going to make it right and get as close as we can with the quality that you're getting.
Can't imagine the ones I see sitting out in big box stores. They're sitting out in the rain, man. What the heck?
Well, yeah, they're sitting out in the rain, but they're not made as well. You're going to have frame problems. You're not going to have where you're going to take it to get a fork fixed if it busted. You can get a hold of Dedicated Diesel on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. You can call Andy at 217-328-0562. Visit them at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. Connect with me on email at temo@gftlog.com. We'll get you set up one way or the other.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
All right, ESPN 93, wherever I am. ESPN 93.5, we're doing doggy bags today. I'm buying it for you. I'm getting it to your house. I'm picking up for $175. Bulldog Disposal, 6 cubic yards. Nobody knows how much that is, but it's enough to get a ton of stuff, literally 2,000 pounds at a hole.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, if you're renovating your bathroom, it can all pretty much go in there, and then you can reset and get something new.
The one that we have on the curb at Christian and Riley's home is full. I mean, it's full. So good luck to them. All right, 7:51, Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, Madison Kirby, veterinarian. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good today, Stevie.
Who's in the club car today?
Well, I just got 2 today. It's a rainy day and everybody's sleeping in. But the buffer, he always goes to work.
Yeah.
And Sidekick Sparkles, she can't go without work either.
Yeah, well, it's good to have some company. I mean, truly, when you drive your car alone, it's lonely.
Not in my case.
You're probably nice. You have a break for 2 seconds from the herd. All right. So what are we hearing on the streets at Dr. Todd's place?
It's actually pretty normal business right now. 4th of July, I had one dog that ate a few too many hamburgers, and all the fat caused pancreatitis, which is not a fun thing to deal with. Lots of vomiting, diarrhea. So you want to be careful about hamburgers as you grow out this summer.
Yeah.
Fireworks stories. Everybody survived. A lot of drugs out there for the doggies for that one.
It's just unbelievable how some dogs react to fireworks.
Well, and fireworks season,
Yeah.
and people anticipate certain shows at certain times, but it's the extra stuff in the neighborhood.
Take our little dogs out to pee, and it's like boom, boom, and they're done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forget that. Right?
It's several days. You don't just have the 4th of July anymore.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so that's good. But there is a pill that you can take and put it in bologna or whatever, and they'll eat it and they'll kind of chill. And
right.
Yeah, that's a huge deal to help dogs through this. And
my friend Janet throws tennis balls in the dryer and caused the boom, boom, boom.
Well, there's some of that. I played
stuff.
Billy Joel, some of his upbeat stuff, and that kind of masked it.
All righty.
So that was very effective as well. How about doggy baths? How often should a dog get bathed?
We operate on about a 6-week cycle. If you do it more than that, you can dry their skin out, and you think you need to bathe them. The next thing you know, you're bathing them more and more, but you're continuing to dry the skin out, so it only gets worse. So if your dog feels greasy, make sure you're not bathing them more than every 6 weeks, and I recommend using a conditioner to keep just like you would on your own hair.
And boy, do they smell good coming out of your place, man.
We got the secret sauce, that's for sure.
Yep. All right, how can people connect with Dr. Todd Likens?
Hey, 217-355-5051. Text line's open. Miss Taylor's going to be in the clinic today, so meet the text line girl.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome. Big time upgrade. She's a big time worker. She's great.
Yeah. Yeah, Joanna's out with a baby. She had a baby girl, so we got her covered.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. Hey, listen, thanks, Todd. We'll talk soon.
All right, see you guys.
That's Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro. He's at Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. At 217-355-5051. 351? Oh,
355.
355-5051.
Yes.
You text that, and you get the quicker response. And that's how you do that. All right, 5 till 8. Got the news here coming up top of the hour. 217-359-2255. Our Stever offer, a program where I give you money to spend at a business. Today it's Bulldog Disposal, and the doggy bag is just a handy, cool thing. Again, you want a roll-off dumpster, and everybody doing construction, all the dumpsters are gone. I mean, you can get one in a week or two, but then you're only supposed to have it for 7 days, and you like to sit that out on your project for a month. They just gotta. So he said, I'll do a bag. Most people don't need more room than that. It's not for a construction site or anything, but it's good for moms and dads, and just cleaning stuff out and doing maybe you're doing your own do-it-yourself, DIY. And so you've got a mess, you're taking down drywall, and you need something to put it in, but you don't need the big dumpster.
That's right.
Anyway, works well. I'm giving one away. 217-359-2255. Just text in doggy bag if you're interested in that. It's free. I'll pick up for the actual pickup whenever you're done with it. There's no rush here on this. And that's $175. So very, very, very handy indeed. And all of our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. 328-2424.
Tapman's Towing.
Jingles do work, my friends. They certainly do. And what about Peoria Charter? Did you hear about that?
I know that the Illini are not using them.
They went to Iowa.
Oh.
Ew.
Okay.
Ouch. What did ET say? Ouch.
Right.
Can Peoria Charter survive that? I can't imagine an Iowa company beating them in price with gas. I mean, we use Timmy Tours out of Mowecoa, and honestly, they're just a lot cheaper. I don't know how they do it. Anyway, we need Peoria Charter, don't we? What other bus company in Champaign-Urbana do we have?
Well, that's why we had such difficulty coordinating things for our tour bus and going to bus trip to Bush.
Timmy Tours out of Mowecoa, and they're very good. And Peoria Charter has been very good for us. I don't think we have. Remember Illini Swallow? What was
Maybe so.
Illini used to be Illini Swallow? Was that the name of that old bus?
Well, when I, did an online search about Peoria Charter, Peoria, Urbana, Chicago transportation throughout the Midwest region and beyond since 1941, but making some changes.
Taking some shuttles back and forth for the students to the airports. They've been doing that for a while. But no, it's not easy. You go buy yourself a $200,000 bus, probably used, and then find yourself a driver who's good.
Right.
It isn't easy, but Champaign-Urbana needs a bus company. And what would we do? I found Monticello bus used to be a thing. There's several that have gone out of business. Maybe COVID.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's hard to find a bus, and we need one every year for our travel company. We need them to go to O'Hare. So it's not easy these days, and drivers are short. I mean, they don't have many of those. So it's, but boy, do we need a bus company. So I hope Peoria Charter's okay. I've seen the stories, but it had to be a huge hit because they're doing probably all the wrestling buses and baseball buses, and they're doing a lot of that work.
Right.
So if an Iowa company can come in and get that business from them, must be a massive company in Iowa to have that many buses, to have that. Maybe they buy their fuel by the zillion pounds and gallons. I don't know. Anyway, it's unbelievable. So I own that as well. And I mentioned talked to my good friend Steve Brown at Prairie Gardens. And there's a major Springfield Avenue from Kenwood to Duncan that's going to be shut for 5 months. They've got some sort of thingamaflugi to get you El Toro, And Kaufman Lake, that whole area, they're putting in, what'd your brother's company say?
That there's some
culvert.
Yes.
A culvert.
Box culvert.
But 5 months? I just feel for the small business folks that are in between there. El Toro being the main one. Prairie Gardens is accessible off of Duncan or coming from the west. It's easy peasy. But if you're trying to go from your normal Springfield out to 3000 West Springfield, you're not going to get through from Kenwood to Duncan. So just approach from Duncan. You can go John to Duncan. You can go Bradley to Duncan, and you can get to Prairie Gardens, and coming from the west will be easy. Coming from the east, you have to do those two ideas.
Right.
Okay, the news is next, and if you want to chime in on the program, 217-359-2255, you can call in.
Hear the show anytime, StevieJay.com.
The news from Fox coming up.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
House Democrats will huddle up this hour in private. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Amid all the worry about President Biden's mental fitness.
He is not leaving this race. He is in this race, and I support him.
Joe Biden is our president, and we're going to support him.
That's Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Congressman Andre Carson, but Politico reports a growing number are worried.
They say dozens more lawmakers, even some who say they are with Biden, are harboring serious doubts now about their nominee in private, according to interviews with more than 30 folks on Capitol Hill. There is widespread anxiety over which route would be worse, sticking with Biden or instead trying to toss him out.
That's Fox's Jillian Turner at the White House. The president's doctor is dismissing 8 White House visits in 8 months by a Parkinson's specialist, saying that the president has no signs of Parkinson's or related ailments. Former President Trump tells Fox he believes Vice President Harris will ultimately be his opponent.
We're heading into World War III, in my opinion, with this man semi-running things, because he's not running things.
Now, President Biden will gather with U.S. allies today for a NATO summit in Washington. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reports.
White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby was asked if the president needs to do anything to calm the concerns of European leaders during this NATO summit following his debate performance.
I think your question presupposes the notion that they need to be reassured of American leadership and President Biden's commitment, and I don't believe that's the case. We're not picking up any signs of that from our allies at all. Quite the contrary.
Now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is also in Washington. He'll speak at the Reagan Institute today. A big focus of the summit is helping Ukraine battle Russia as search and rescue continues after Russian missile attacks hit 5 cities this week, killing at least 42 people, some at a children's hospital bombed in Kyiv. Closing arguments will continue this morning at Democratic Senator Bob Menendez's bribery trial, while jury selection starts today at Alec Baldwin's trial. The actor charged with involuntary manslaughter for a shooting death while filming the movie Rust in New Mexico. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tropical depression Beryl could cause more flooding as it rains down on Arkansas and moves up toward the Great Lakes. Blamed for 1 death in Louisiana, 7 in Texas.
where Beryl did damage and caused flooding as a hurricane. And there are still more than 2 million power outages, so a lot of people don't have air conditioning.
And the heat is going to be really oppressive today for parts of Texas, including Houston, up towards Huntsville, down towards Brazosport, all of these areas that were hit hard.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean says it'll feel like 100 degrees there. Now, there's been record heat out west. Advisories and warnings are up from Arizona to Nevada to Utah, California, up to Washington State and Montana. There's a new attempt in Egypt to negotiate a ceasefire in Gaza, but the war keeps raging.
When the south of Gaza came under Israeli fire, Hamas militants regrouped in the north, and that's where Israeli tanks are now refocusing their efforts. The fighting is forcing thousands of Palestinian civilians to flee once again. Hamas says these actions could cause ceasefire negotiations to collapse. The gaps between the two sides appeared to have narrowed in the past week, Hamas having relented on its demand that Israel commit to ending the war. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
More controversy at Columbia in New York City, one of many college campuses with pro-Palestinian protests in the spring.
3 administrators are being removed after the revelation of text messages they exchanged discussing Jewish life on campus. The university says the text disturbingly touched on ancient anti-Semitic tropes. Columbia says it will launch a vigorous anti-Semitism and anti-discrimination training program for faculty and staff this fall and related training for students. This all follows weeks of campus unrest in the spring as protests against the war in Gaza raged. Many Jewish students said they felt unsafe on campus.
That's Fox's Tom Rigotti. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. 4th of July traveling might be over, but summer road trips continue across central Illinois. Champaign police stressing the importance of having properly installed car seats during those trips. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, 46% of car seats are installed incorrectly. Most of the time it has to do with improper booster seats for a child's height or their weight. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign that left 2 wounded. Police responding to a local hospital Friday after a man suffering a potentially life-threatening gunshot wound to the stomach and a woman suffering a graze wound. Both remain hospitalized in stable condition. Police determined the pair attending a gathering in the parking lot of a business in the 600 block of East University Avenue. IDOT says Illinois 10 will be closed to traffic this week. The road closed while the overpass carrying Springfield Avenue over Copper Slough just east of Duncan Road gets replaced. IDOT officials say the project expected to be done in 5 months. Until then, detours are going to be posted. Drivers should expect some delays. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you. We check our weather forecast. Our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Kramer's Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvement, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor, living. Find out more at kramersiding.com.
All right, sir. We are awaiting the remnants of Beryl, a hurricane that hit Houston, Texas. There are a lot of people out of power down there. It's kind of coming up through the plains and the Midwest, and this guy knows his maps and knows his science, sir. How are you?
Yep. I'm well on a unusually and typically don't use the vernacular rainy days worth of weather ahead in almost mid-July across our part of the Midwest. They deal with this once in a while, and that has to do with hurricane and tropical weather. And by golly, that's what we're experiencing right here, at least the tropical and moisture-laden end of things. Some steady light rain covering just about all of East Central Illinois right now, the northern extent, as you make the I-57 run maybe to about the Gilman area. Matter of fact, pretty healthy rains coming on down around Gibson City, Chatsworth, back into parts of McLean County right now. A little more moderate rain as you get down towards Villa Grove. It's pretty light and steady all the way down past St. Louis. It begins to ebb and flow a little bit for the midday, but no real clear cutoff. And then the rains will pick up again this afternoon. And readings that may top out for a time well into the 70s will actually kind of fall back to the tropical air mass readings in the 60s. So just kind of plan and think and probably enjoy a day's worth of something like that. And the rains will grow heavy at times with a clap of thunder, kind of squally weather for tonight. Rain, some heavier showers and thunderstorms mixed in, becoming windy, low down to 67 as the northeast to north winds pick up later this afternoon and run at 15 to 25 gusts, 35 miles per hour for tonight. Tomorrow, windy, partly sunny, some scattered showers and a couple of heavy downpour producing thunderstorms in the morning. Lesser rain chance in the afternoon, 78. Partly sunny, 84 on Thursday. Then we have warm, dry, favorable weather ahead for Friday and into the weekend, early next week as well. Middle 80s Friday, upper 80s Saturday and Sunday, close to 90 on Monday. 2 to as much as 4 inches of rain. So that may leave some ponding and some standing water, hence the flood watches in effect until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solier.
All right, Greg, thank you. We'll watch out and see what kind of rain we get around here, but we don't need, he says 2 to 4 inches. That's kind of flood-like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I was talking about the Peoria Charter losing the University of Illinois contract. They bust a lot of our teams here and there and lost the bid to an Iowa bus company. So I don't know what's up.
If that was the case, they're saying we need some journalism on this and this social media stuff, and we need to find out the bidding process, and if it indeed went to an out-of-state charter bus company from Iowa that charges a higher fee on behest of the single coach.
Okay, I don't know what the details of the thing are. I think the U of I opens up to bids. That's kind of the deal, but I don't think you have to take a certain, just because Peoria Charter is an Illinois company. Illinois doesn't have to pick Peoria Charter. I think there's all kinds of considerations, not just price, but they might not be happy with XYZ. I don't know. I just know has to be a massive hit for Peoria Charter. And I don't know of any local bus company that's out there but them. And I do think we need a bus company in Champaign-Urbana. I don't know what this does to them. I know that the owner, James Wang, is it? I think there's been plenty out there about how disappointed and unhappy and everything else. But bidding processes, the University of Illinois, yes, they have to put it out for bids and stuff, but I don't think they have to certainly pick people based on price. You don't have to take the lowest bid, do you? There are a lot of considerations when you are doing that kind of thing, but I just know that there's a lot of jobs probably on the line, and you might have to cut back.
That's right. And some of these posts talk about how great the drivers are and how accommodating, talks about the shuttles that we have to and from the airports and how the students depend on all that. So a lot of people up in arms about this story about Peoria Charter.
I don't know the reasons.
The bottom of it.
Yeah,
right.
and I don't know what the law is when you have a state university.
Mm-hmm.
They have to follow a lot of the rules, but I don't think they have to pick you simply because you're from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, you're not going to have to do that, and it might be a case they're unhappy for reasons we don't know, or maybe if I don't know how you know that Iowa charges more, the Iowa bus company. I don't know how you even know that.
Right.
Because doesn't it depend on the trip and overall cost? I would think it'd be harder for Peoria to lose a bid based on price because they're coming from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine the fuel costs from driving, but maybe they have sheds everywhere and around the Midwest, and maybe they serve other Big Ten schools, and overall they can offer a little better price. I don't know.
This is talking about Illinois' procurement and award process and how you have to take lowest bid and a lot of documentation. So
I don't think that's true. I do not think you have to take a low, but I mean, I know firsthand about that.
I see.
So I think the university takes what they think is best for the university, not necessarily the lowest bid, because what if you get a low bid from a school bus company and it's cheaper, but they're yellow, right? I mean, you don't have to take a bus company from the low bid. I am pretty positive of that. I know that they'll sort it out, but I feel bad for, again, kind of a regional company, Peoria Charter.
Right. Some people commenting on Mr. James Wang, the owner of Peoria Charter, and how great a person he is and how he just goes the extra mile to facilitate any requests for people. Yeah. So
again, two sides to the story.
It is.
We don't have both sides, but I know it's a hit for Peoria Charter, and that's a shame. Because we do need a bus company, and they're just, you go start a bus company, see what that takes.
Right.
I mean, these buses, I can't imagine a new charter bus with $400,000. I mean, they're a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they're more than they used to be.
Well, not to mention the driving that goes on. And boy, when they're in these big cities and in these traffic jams, when we've done our bus trip to Bush, I am like, we are squeaking by, but they make it happen.
They do, but there's also a shortage of them.
Yes.
Not everybody can drive those buses.
That's right.
And yet we need buses. There's no doubt about that. All right, 8:13 ESPN 93.5. There's Diane Ducey with sports headlines.
St. Louis beat Washington 6-0 yesterday. They'll face Kansas City tonight. Let's get your Redbird
With Ricky
recap.
Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals are back in St. Louis, and they have the Royals and the Cubs going to the All-Star break on the homestand. But the Cardinals finished off a 5-2 road trip, taking 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh, winning 3 out of 4 in our nation's capital, beating the Nationals yesterday and shutting them out 6-0.
And the Nats are a pretty good team. They've got a nice young lineup. We saw it during the series, but Miles Michaelis was able to dominate. He worked into the 7th inning, and then the Cardinals bullpen took care of it from there. Kittredge got some easy outs, and JoJo was able to finish it up. The home run by Paul Goldschmidt certainly helped, but the Cardinals had multiple players, John, with multiple hits.
The Cardinals scored an unearned run in the 3rd, a Goldie home run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 8th inning. Burleson homered in that frame, and 2 more in the 9th.
You love the balance of the Cardinals' attack right now.
And the Cardinals and Royals are scheduled to play 2 to open up the homestand. In Game 1, it's Andre Palante against Michael Wacha. Airtime 5:50 today, and the first pitch scheduled for 6:45. We hope you'll join us. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
And the Cubs are at Baltimore. That's a 5:35 first pitch. You'll hear it over on US 105.9. You know, it'll be a St. Louis Cardinals versus the Chicago Cubs series this weekend.
There's going to be 4 games in 3 days, doubleheader Saturday.
Oh, are they making up a game?
Yeah, making up a game.
Okay.
Yeah. Got rained out when the floods are going down the steps of Busch Stadium. They called that one game.
That's right.
So they got 4 games this weekend leading into the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the pitcher for the Cubs that's going to represent
Shota Imanaga?
I think so. Mm-hmm. And then Ryan Helsley is in for the Cardinals, the great closer.
Right.
Then otherwise, the guys are looking forward to like 4 days off.
That's right.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Minnesota Twins over the Chicago White Sox 8-6. It's a 7-10 start from Chicago's South Side. They went 11 innings yesterday. Don Hurley is trending with the deal with UConn being 6 years and $50 million. Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon is being talked about. He's won that 7 times, but he talked about the hostile environment he's played in worse, but really kind of scolding the crowd after the game because the guy that he played was last name Rune, Holger Nurun, and they would say Roo, and he thought it was boo or something. And I don't know.
So when Rune made a good hit,
right?
He went Roo, and
right.
I don't know.
He thought it was boo. I don't know.
Focus on the ball. Focus on the ball.
Anyway,
yeah,
kind of shaking his finger at the crowd.
Worst moment at Wimbledon so far was the Coco Ash. Is that her name? The young kid.
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff.
Mm-hmm.
Coco Ash. Coco Gauff was asking for help from her coach who was in the stands. Give me something, she said.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the stands. So he was trying to simulate a backhand.
You're reaching.
It's such a bad look.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only player out there. It's on you. And she said that after the match.
A lot of Illini talking about the football schedule. You know, we're out of the gate August 29th at 8 o'clock, a Thursday night against EIU, and then taking on Kansas September 7th at 6 o'clock. The Central Michigan game, September 14th at 11 a.m., is our homecoming game.
Weird, because of the 100th anniversary.
Within a few weeks of getting into school, we're doing homecoming.
I bet we haven't had a homecoming in September in 50 years. I mean, it's been a long time. Because
That's right.
We have the big Michigan
100 year of Memorial Stadium, October 19th.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, boy.
You bring somebody in that's kind of the big gorilla, the big monster.
But that's who we played and beat.
I know,
the Memorial Stadium opened up.
Unless you're telling me I got Red Grange running, I don't know if I want Michigan in town. It could spoil my party. I know. You don't ask all the kids of the birthday if they're going to eat all the cake. I mean, come on, man. And then we got to go to Oregon after that. It's just a crazy conference.
Yes.
18 teams.
18 teams
It'll be great, and we're excited. But a key wheel game for me is going to be Kansas. They beat me by 30 in Lawrence last year. And if we can somehow beat Kansas, then I think we're going to go to a bowl game. But getting to 6 is kind of a tough count right now. I don't know. I just don't know a lot about it, and many don't. They know about Brad Underwood's team, but they don't know much about football because the guys coming in and out, there's so many players. I don't know what we have. I know we got a good quarterback, but I don't know. We'll see. We're going to be the home of the Chicago Bears this year, folks.
Yes.
You'll hear them on Q96.
That's right.
The Chicago Bears radio games, if you're in the car on a Sunday, mostly TV viewing probably, but there'll be a lot of people that driving around town. And you can hear this Caleb Williams, the buzz about Caleb Williams is pretty awesome. Number 1 draft pick. I'm hoping the Bears are good because we're carrying them on radio.
That's right.
Please be good.
Sunday, September 8th in Soldier Field. They'll be facing Tennessee. So we'll have that action over on Q96.
Well, we're hoping that the Bears are good. Now, we did this with the Cubs, and they did win the World Series.
Yes.
So hopefully the Bears can do something great.
I like the way you're thinking.
Check with Greg now on the rain.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Here comes Barrow in remnant form over the next 24 to 36 hours. Rain's already overspreading the area. They'll pick up in scope coverage and intensity for the day-to-day tonight and wind down tomorrow. 2 to 4 inches of rain. Locally higher amounts are expected, and a flood watch is in effect. We'll see highs to about 77. Readings may fall back this afternoon with rain, showers, and a few heavier thunder squalls with downpours of rain. Winds will pick up to the north-northeast as the day wears on. Windy and rainy tonight. Some heavier downpours and a few thunder squalls too thrown in. Down to 67 for the low. Partly sunny, windy for the day tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the morning, maybe again in the afternoon with a high to about 77. Lingering shower chance, partly sunny on Thursday. We dry out and warm up for Friday into the weekend. Early next week as well. Highs into the middle 80s on Friday. Upper 80s to near 90s Saturday and Sunday. Lower 90s on Monday. Overnight lows turning muggier as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soldier.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground Solutions. Our septic specialists have been working in the septic industry, installing and repairing septics in Central Illinois for over 40 years. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground for repairs, maintenance, or replacement of your septic. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell addresses the Senate Banking Committee today, part of his semi-annual update to Congress. Crude oil prices are lower after Hurricane Beryl appeared to do little lasting damage to energy facilities on the Texas coast. Wendy's is expanding internationally. It signed agreements with franchisees in Ireland and Romania as part of plans to open hundreds of Wendy's restaurants across Europe in the next decade. Athletic Brewing, the non-alcoholic beer brand, just closed a new round of financing that values it at around $800 million. Research firm Nielsen IQ says Athletic is now the top non-alcohol beer brand by sales in U.S. grocery stores, topping competing products from Heineken and Budweiser. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts commercial-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Dana Perino, Kennedy, Ben Domenech, The Duffys, and many more. Subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day, featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
A slap of the bat, high fives at the plate. They're all celebrated at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill after the game. Super beer specials, great drinks, big screen TVs, and fun food all await you at Pia's. Whether it be Pia's delicious wings, the big pork tenderloin, or Pia's famous Grand Slam or Slugger Burger, you'll find all your favorites available until 11 p.m. Chill out at Pia's in the beer garden and enjoy being served by a great staff. See you at Pia's, Springfield and Mattis, Champaign.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Bill Hand is in our studio with Molly Dotson, and we're talking Challenger League.
Yes.
The Tom Jones Challenger League is for those with disabilities to play baseball. Bill, how'd you get involved?
Well, my daughter has Down syndrome, and when she was old enough to play ball, I played ball all through my life, and it was just a natural fit, so I jumped in there, and I just fell in love with it. I've been coaching. First year she was playing, I was coaching, and I jumped on the board the following year, and I've been doing this for 19 years.
Tiffany's such a great player, too. Boy, protect your players is something I say as the announcer, because when Tiffany's up to bat, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure everybody out in the field has a side coach there ready to protect just
I mean, is there any way, Bill, you can describe what that feels like for you when you bring them such joy?
It just, working with these kids, it's just been a magical experience for me. I mean, it makes you a better person. You don't have all these kids competing to get a scholarship or anything else like that. They're out there just to have fun. The smiles on these kids' faces are probably the biggest reward you could ever get.
Yeah, I bet.
Just the pure joy, the hugs, so loving kids. It's just one of the best things that ever happened to me.
So who's Molly Dotson?
She is one of our newest coaches this year. She has just really stepped up and just done an incredible job with us. But,
Molly, explain yourself. Why are you doing this?
Well, I volunteered last year as a buddy on Bill's team, actually, and I really loved it. I wanted to get more involved, and so I did assistant coaching this year.
And why? Why would you want to increase your role?
I felt like the buddy was really fun, but you don't really get to know and change kids' lives by just volunteering that one time. So getting more and more involved was, I felt like, my best option.
And so what does that bring to your life?
It gets me out in the community. It gets me, meeting these kids they're so sweet. I mean, I have countless stories now from just different things they've done, lessons I've learned, things that have happened that have just, it's been great.
Has there ever been a better announcer than Diane Ducey?
No,
of course not.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I make sure everybody knows the sponsors and the teams and the lineup and things like that, and it's going to be pretty exciting to hear Brian Barnhart at Eichelberger Field coming up with the All-Star Game Tuesday, July 16th, a week from today.
Wow. Coming up so people can come to that.
Absolutely. We are actually encouraging people to come out there. We're not going to need buddies. We'll have about 100 to 125 U of I athletes out there as buddies from almost every sport is going to be represented. But we are looking for people to come out and just cheer these kids on. They need the cheers, the claps, the hollers. We're here to encourage them. So we want to fill that stadium as much as we can with fans.
All right. What's the date and the time?
Games are at 6 and 7:10 on Tuesday, July 16th. And Bill, I talked with Senator Chapin Rose about things, and he's really passionate about Challenger League. And there's actually different teams around the state who could compete at Danville Stadium. Are we picking up some steam on that?
We are working towards it. We haven't really we're
locked
just now
in anything
yeah
yet?
everything's just early in the stages right now. Interesting thing about some of these teams, our league here, the Tom Jones Challenger League here in Champaign, actually mentored some of those programs. So we helped get some of those other teams going here in the last 10, 15 years.
What did Tom Jones do for disability?
Oh my God, Tom Jones, he opened the eyes of a lot of people in the world, basically, about people with disabilities. He was very institutionalized as getting all these safety things out there. I can't even think of all the things he's done.
University of Illinois is one of the number one, if not the number one place for disabilities. I mean, all the cut curbs, we were way ahead of curb cuts, way on that.
And that's all that stuff is because of Tom Jones.
That's just amazing. What a great man he was. Incredible. He was a Channel 3 sports anchor, for those that don't remember, in the 1970s. Wonderful broadcaster, wonderful guy.
Right.
He and his wife Arlene just loved them both and just fantastic impact in our lives.
And then in the late 80s, he did a show on K104, and I ran the board for him back in the day. And
he was a broadcaster.
Yes.
He had the voice, and he was a professional broadcaster. He could really broadcast.
He had the look.
He had the look and the sound. He was awesome. Well, listen,
and
Molly.
Dave Shaw, too. We got to mention him,
Dave Shaw was just iconic. Dave Shaw was Walter Cronkite. Edward R. Murrow. I mean, Dave Shaw was the number one newsman ever, I think, in Champaign-Urbana, ever. I mean, he just knew everything.
Exactly. And a big advocate for the Kiwanis. Do they meet once a month then? How do people get involved?
I'm not a Kiwanis, so I really don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so we want details again. It's coming up, Diane, the date?
Yes, July 16th, which is a week from today, Tuesday.
Correct.
Games start at 6 and 7:10. And if you'd like to get involved, just show up, free admission. Typically, I know last year I got some shirts from back in the day. There's different giveaways. There's treats available and things like that. And as you said, you don't need to be a buddy there because so many athletes from the University of Illinois show up to Eichelberger Field.
And the athletes will get more out of it than the kids because they'll understand what this means to them and how important it is. They're going to look at their watch and when do I have to leave? And then they get there and they don't want to leave.
They don't want to leave,
right.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Yeah, and they make friends for life. I know Nicky Allegretti he was on our board, and he was a big advocate of our program, and they all know him, and he knows all our kids. So,
yeah, Molly, thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
I mean, really
great
for you to be so involved.
Well, you think that you're going to be impacting the kids, and then they end up impacting you.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Bill Hand, Molly Dotson, thank you so much. We'll see you on the 16th, and I hope it'll be a big crowd at the field. Yeah.
More details at tomjonesleague.org.
News coming up 8:29. It's ESPN 93.5. We'll be right back.
The Champaign County Fair's July 19th through the 27th. When it comes to some premier events at the Champaign County Fairgrounds in Urbana, it starts out with the preview night, July 19th. Enjoy the dirt track racing. The first Saturday of the fair, enjoy Military Day and, of course, the Demolition Derby. Western Day will wrap up that first weekend on Sunday with a terrific spotlight on horses. Learn more about the Champaign County Fair at champaigncountyfair.cc.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champaign, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champaign. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champaign.com.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. The White House producing a letter from President Biden's physician after the White House visitors log showed a neurologist specializing in Parkinson's visited the White House residence 8 times in 8 months. The doctor's letter insists Biden has not seen a neurologist outside his physicals. President Biden rejecting calls to withdraw from the presidential race as he prepares to host the NATO summit in D.C. Candidate Donald Trump tells Fox's Hannity.
It looks to me like he may very well stay in. He's got an ego and he doesn't want to quit. He doesn't want to do that. It just looks to me like that's what he wants.
Trump holds a campaign rally at his Doral Golf Club in Florida. Tropical storm Beryl knocking out power, 2.3 million in Texas, another 40,000 in Louisiana and Arkansas as it tracks north towards St. Louis, southern Illinois and Indiana to Detroit. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Police investigating a shooting in Champaign that left 2 wounded. Police responding to a local hospital Friday after a man suffering a potentially life-threatening gunshot wound to the stomach and a woman suffering a graze wound. Both remain hospitalized in stable condition. Police determined the pair attending a gathering in the parking lot of a business in the 600 block of East University Avenue. IDOT says Illinois 10 will be closed to traffic this week. The road closed while the overpass carrying Springfield Avenue over Copper Slough just east of Duncan Road gets replaced. IDOT officials say the project expected to be done in 5 months. Until then, detours are going to be posted. Drivers should expect some delays. 4th of July traveling might be over, but summer road trips continue across central Illinois. Champaign police stressing the importance of having properly installed car seats during those trips. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, 46% of car seats are installed incorrectly. Most of the time, it has to do with improper booster seats for a child's height or their weight. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity, windy, rainy, and a real tropical look and feel over the next couple of days, especially from a rainfall standpoint, with the remnants from Beryl tracking north-northeastward. Flood watches up and in effect. Temperatures to about 77 and falling, but the main story, periods of rain and a few heavier showers and a couple of thunder squalls with a rush of wind and a few downpours of rain. That north-northeasterly winds will pick on up this afternoon at 10 to 20 miles per hour in gusty. Much lighter for a time this morning, though. Showers and thunderstorms tonight. Some thunder squalls and heavy downpours of rain. Windy low down to 67. That northeast to north wind 15 to 25 miles per hour in gusty. Partly sunny, windy for the day tomorrow. Still a few scattered showers and thunderstorms morning, maybe in the afternoon, and some locally heavy rainfall high to about 78. Lingering shower chance, partly sunny at 84. Warm up on Thursday. 86 with sunshine on Friday. Upper 80s for the weekend. We'll head towards the lower 90s early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right. Well, the pressure mounting on Joe Biden to get out of the race and not run for president. That's kind of the news this morning. Democrats are meeting in a closed, no-holds-barred kind of a conversation. What do they do? If you have the delegates and Joe Biden owns the delegates, 3,900 of them, I guess the delegates could leave the island and go do what they want to do and vote for somebody else, but that'll have to happen at the convention. But what do you do if your candidate that you voted for and the people voted for, you just remove them? And I think the concern is, well, if you have Joe Biden at this point, have a very difficult time beating Donald Trump in light of what happened to the debate. And what happened to the debate, apparently, a whole lot of Americans did not know that he was fading cognitively, which we've talked about for years on this show. I mean, it's plain. If you've ever been to a nursing home or assisted living, you see folks, God bless them all, going through aging. And that's what Joe Biden's been doing. So I think, and Brother Johnny mentioned it yesterday, that I think they weren't as concerned with Donald Trump simply because they were going to finish him off with all these courts, trials, convictions, felon, all these things, and it hasn't worked. Remember James Carville, the great advisor to Bill and Hillary Clinton, was losing it. It's not working. It's not working. What are you doing? God change. Beep, 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 beep. God change. Well, it's not working. It's not working.
That's right.
And so they're panicking and they don't know what to do. And their solution at this minute is the vice president. And yet, is she the best candidate?
I mean, she's got next. That's the proper
Well, she's
process.
vice president, but does she have next for the presidency? Not all VPs win the president, and very few do. Can you name 5 vice presidents in the history of the United States? No. Nobody can, because they're vice presidents standing by in case somebody dies.
Okay.
That's kind of the job. Let's go to send you to a state funeral. We're going to get you over there. You do speaking, but just say this, don't say that. You're in waiting, and you hope you never have the job that way. Anyway, so Kamala ran for president. She had 1% support. 1. She has a history of kind of losing people because they don't like her style. So it's a reality that South Carolina Congressman James Clyburn, who really gave Joe Biden a boost, I think, to get him kind of the nomination in 2020. He's already said it's Kamala if Joe steps down. So he's behind her now. So this is what we might have. I present to you your Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
You know, she understood what was possible, unburdened by what has been. We have the ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. Have to believe in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
And we must always see who we can be, unburdened by who we have been.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring. I went home one day and I said, well, why are conservatives bad, Mommy? Because I thought we were supposed to conserve things. Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? Unburdened by what has been. What we can see, what we believe can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. You need to get to go and need to be able to get where you need to go to do the work and get home. The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. Well, I think culture is, it is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because, you know, it comes in the morning.
Okay, there's the vice president. There's some word salad. There's some things he said. You're going, what? Who taught you? What are you saying? She's just not very impressive. I thought when I first heard her on the debate stage with Joe Biden, I was that little girl on that bus, Mr. President. Aw, that was a hit. Mm-hmm. That was her high point in her political career, that moment. And it just has not been very... She was supposed to be in charge of the border. Remember Joe Biden put her in charge of the border? How's that gone? Yeah, listen, I honestly don't know what she's done. She's just... I don't know what many vice presidents do. Mike Pence kind of took over COVID. He was kind of leading the way every day at the press conferences, so I can kind of cite what one vice president did. But anyway, that's what they got. It's either going to be Joe Biden or probably Kamala Harris. And in the polling, she's showing pretty well, some of the Democratic polls. But here's the thing. You know who's polling better than anyone? Kamala Harris as vice president and Hillary Clinton as president.
Oh, wow.
I told you we weren't done. I said, we're going to come back because I feel your pain.
The first gentleman.
Isn't she sweet?
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, I don't, she's 76. In this game, that's pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She said she's not, I mean, I don't think the Democrats have turned to her. And AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has already said, I'm supporting Joe Biden. You know, he might not go. And I'm, again, it's one of those things where I don't think his policies are any good at all. I think we continue these policies, things get worse. Economically, border, I think it's just going to get worse because the policies are failing. Inflation's gone nuts. We're spending too much. There's just not many things. What about Ukraine and Russia? And now Taiwan, the threat from China and their alliance with North Korea and Iran and Russia. Not any good. So, I mean, I think there's we need a policy change. So we'll see.
And we're looking at how many doctor visits Joe has had, and they're talking to the doctors now? Or
the thing now is that reporters are actually doing what they're actually supposed to be doing, boldly talking and saying, no, you told me this. And nobody does that because you don't get called on if you are a bad boy. If you're a bad little girl and you ask a question that's not proper, you don't get called on. Remember Donald Trump stood up there and just took everybody's question? Right. He called them fake news and called them names and stuff. I didn't care for that, but he's right at him.
Kind of a bombastic character.
He'll take it, but he's going to give it back.
That's right.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. But if Joe Biden holds on, it will be tough for him to win because I just can't believe the amount of Americans that did not know about his decline. They're just, I know I'm into this, but wow, so obvious. That's why I've been saying he won't be I've said that for 2 years. He's not going to be, Joe Biden will not be the guy. Remember John Decker going, no, Steve, and then he texted me and said, you might be the brilliant with your prediction. I said, no, it's a sad thing. It really is. And Donald Trump said this last night to Sean Hannity. He said, this is a sad time for America. There's so many things going wrong, and yet we have a demise and kind of a decline of a human. I don't think that's anything to celebrate. I think it's sad. But bottom line is, who could lead the country? And right now, I don't think the Democrats thinks it's Joe Biden. So they're meeting behind closed doors, even if they come out and say, we ask for him to step down. You know, if you're going against the group of fundraisers, that's one thing. But if you're going against the CIA and the FBI, yeah, they've got it. They've got everything. So if they get hardball on him, there's going to be a meeting. And his legacy will be done because they'll have to trash him. And they've got the evidence. They've got stuff. Mm-hmm. There's stuff on the whole family. That's what I think. My opinion. 843-217-359-2255. Sports headlines coming up.
Michaelis brings it home. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Have a cold one. On the Cardinals, don't miss Budweiser's first Beer Fridays at Busch Stadium. Tickets start at just $15 and include your first beer on the house. Each first Beer Friday ticket will be loaded with cards cash that can be used to purchase a Budweiser, Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, or any beverage of choice. For full details or to purchase tickets, visit Cardinals.com/Friday.
This is Miles Michaelis. Get your tickets now at Cardinals.com.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sticky nights and stuffy rooms make it hard to enjoy your home during the summertime? Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to make sure your air conditioning is working at its peak performance. Tune up your AC by joining the maintenance program and get all the perks it has to offer. Call Dogtown to come out for a no-cost quote to upgrade your system today with a Lennox high-efficiency system that will be sure to save you money on your energy bills and let you relax comfortably. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
All right, 8:45. Thank you, Jim Hampton, owner of Tapman's Towing. They sponsor our phone line. All our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. All of our texts come through on the Fisher National Bank text line.
Yes, and both of those groups, Fisher National Bank and Tapman's Towing, involved in that last weekend of August when they're having the Muhammad Music Festival. I just love these companies that really get invested in their community events.
Yep, all about local. We love local. All right, 8:46. Diane's got sports headlines.
St. Louis blanks Washington 6-0. Let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals are back in St. Louis, and they have the Royals and the Cubs going to the All-Star break on the homestand. But the Cardinals finished off a 5-2 road trip, taking 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh, winning 3 out of 4 in our nation's capital, beating the Nationals yesterday and shutting them out 6-0.
And the Nats are a pretty good team. They've got a nice young lineup. We saw it during the series, but Miles Michaelis was able to dominate. He worked into the 7th inning, and then the Cardinals bullpen took care of it from there. Kittredge got some easy outs, and JoJo was able to finish it up. The home run by Paul Goldschmidt certainly helped, but the Cardinals had multiple players, John, with multiple hits.
The Cardinals scored an unearned run in the 3rd, a Goldie home run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 8th inning. Burleson homered in that frame, and 2 more in the 9th.
You love the balance of the Cardinals' attack right now.
And the Cardinals and Royals are scheduled to play 2 to open up the homestand. In Game 1, it's Andre Palante against Michael Walker. Airtime 5:50 today, and the first pitch scheduled for 6:45. We hope you'll join us.
We have the Cubs in action in Baltimore. That's a 5:35 start over on US 105.9. Minnesota beat the Chicago White Sox in extra innings, 8-6, 7-10 start from Chicago's South Side. We have that 6-year, $50 million deal that Dan Hurley locked in with UConn to upgrade what he was doing. And that's essentially sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Yeah, I think it just to show, hey, you're our guy. You're the biggest name right now in college basketball. You've won 2 national championships in a row. Dan Hurley, here's probably top pay in America is probably Dan Hurley, or real close. Mm-hmm. Not too many coaches who get more than that, $8 million a year or so, $7 or $8 million a year. That's top. I think Brad Underwood might be, 5?
Right.
4 or 5. I mean, Brad Underwood, most wins in the Big Ten over the last 5 years? How many titles have we won?
Wow.
Big Ten. Yeah, number 1 is Brad Underwood. Over Matt Painter, Tom Izzo. Brad has more Big Ten wins. And hasn't he won 2 Big Ten championships? 1 regular season, or 2, and 2, I mean, trophies. A lot of trophies. I loved it when we tied with Wisconsin. Wisconsin had lost to Nebraska earlier in the day, and I think he sent Fred Hoiberg a case of champagne. And then we beat Iowa at night, and the guy had an open look from 3 to win it. And we won, and he got on the courts and he was talking, and he was just surrounded by Orange Crush. Hey, we're not. Hey, trying to get the crowd's attention. We're not done yet.
Right.
We want to win more, Jeff.
That's right.
So he's pretty dang successful here. So, and we're looking forward to this year, of course.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can put that puzzle together with "Hello, my name is" and what country you're from.
That's right.
And how good is your English?
Oh, my goodness.
Crazy. All right, 8:49.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity. Here comes Barrow in remnant form over the next 24 to 36 hours. Rains already overspreading the area. They'll pick up in scope coverage and intensity for the day-to-day tonight and wind down tomorrow. 2 to 4 inches of rain. Locally higher amounts are expected, and a flood watch is in effect. We'll see highs to about 77. Readings may fall back this afternoon with rain, showers, and a few heavier thunder squalls with downpours of rain. Winds will pick up into the north and northeast as the day wears on. Windy and rainy tonight. Some heavier downpours and a few thunder squalls too thrown in. Down to 67 for the low. Partly sunny, windy for the day tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the morning, maybe again in the afternoon with a high to about 77. Lingering shower chance. Partly sunny on Thursday. We dry out and warm up for Friday into the weekend. Early next week as well. Highs into the middle 80s on Friday. Upper 80s to near 90s Saturday and Sunday. Lower 90s on Monday. Overnight lows turning muggier as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign. Way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week.
All right, so congratulations, Tanner Gordon, Champaign Central outstanding pitcher.
Right.
And I think went to Indiana University to pitch, and he got drafted, and he made his major league debut. Kid from Champaign pitched against the Kansas City Royals as a Colorado Rocky. He pitched 6 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 runs. But he got to make his major league debut. His family was there. They caught the quick flight like our family did. So we understand, and
It was cool. And
really cool.
When he had that strikeout and...
He struck out the first two batters.
Right, and the family was just up and jumping, and probably a couple dozen of them in that section.
I think
maybe 30?
32, yeah, something like that. No, it's exciting because I think for every 200 minor leaguers, think about this, I think there are 6 minor league franchise teams for each major league team. Wow. So that's like 180, 200 team, whatever it is. So you have essentially 200 minor leaguers for every one that makes it. One. Out of the minor league now. These are guys that are way better than college.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, high school, you're pretty good to play. Any type of level after high school, you're really good.
Yeah, sure.
And then the key is you got to be able to get better as a batter. You got to be able to adjust to the adjustments they make. And as you get up higher, they know what you do. They know where you hit it. They know where to throw it. It just gets so finely tuned. And so it's pretty remarkable. If you ever make a major league debut, that's amazing. And then it's a question of can you stay? Because everybody wants your job. And then when you do, if you are up there and you're doing this sport and you're doing this profession, keep in mind you're leaving from February, sometimes through October, with 4 days off. I mean, that's about it. Nobody's going to feel so. No, you don't. But think about it.
I know.
Birthday parties,
a grind.
Little League games.
Right.
You're missing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you can get this done early, save some money, because if you get up to the big leagues, you make a pretty good minimum wage, but it might be gone tomorrow. I mean, you might be released tomorrow. That's how it works.
Right.
Some guys in the major leagues, I mean, Jeff Lindgren, he made his major league debut. The next day, he was back at AAA. Pitchers, they move back and forth because their arm's done for 4 days, so they don't have to pay him the major league rate. They can send him back to the $500 a week game. So that's what minor leagues are. It's not a meat market, but it's not far from it, because it's just like these are the transactions they made today.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you're back to AA. You're not sure you're going to play. Your elbow hurts, whatever. It's hard. So congratulations, Tanner Gordon. You made it. You made it up there. Hope you stay. Hope you have a long career.
Right.
Pretty exciting for the family. Really exciting. Okay, we have a doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal. I'm giving away today as a Stever. It means that you go to 217-359-2255. You text in doggy bag. You'll be considered for a free $45 6 cubic yard canvas bag that keeps unfolding. And you can get up to 2,000 pounds of trash in there. And it's a $175 pickup that I'm paying for.
Nice.
We had Phil from Bulldog Disposal on the radio earlier. And if you're interested in a doggy bag, text in doggy bag to us, 217-359-2255. And then keep it as long as you want. And when you're done, you call Bulldog. I'll pay for the $175 to get her towed and out of there. And if you have kids, they'll love the crane and all the cool things that work on that, that arm thing. Okay, that's it. Tuesday. Boys are back today.
Yes.
Derek Piper, Kyle Tosk, and Lonte today after 3 on The Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And we shall reconvene tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to recap whatever's going on in the world. We try and cover it all. Thank you, Diane.
Hear the show anytime. StevieJay.com. Enjoy the day.
Meet you back tomorrow on the radio. Thank you for listening to ESP on 93.5. Have a great Tuesday.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
.com/free.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.